Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to share with you some tips that you can use to save money while living in London. As many of us we know, London is one of the most expensive cities in the world, especially with the current ongoing crisis of increasing living costs across Europe. It makes living in London much less affordable than before. The high quality education as well as the financial opportunities for jobs attracted a lot of youngsters to come to the UK, especially in London, to find their own dreams. As someone who has lived in London for over 7 years, I have accumulated a lot of tips that I personally used and my friends have used that really helped us to save lots of money. So let's get started. The first tip is use public transport. London has a vast network of public transportation systems, and these include bus, tube, overground, and DLR. And I did a crazy thing in my first year of living in London, which is I did a tube challenge with my friend. Essentially, we visited 200 tube stations in one day, pretty much in 18 hours. And the reason that we were able to do that was because of the efficiency of the tube system in London. We spent majority of the tube challenge on the tube, as well as a combination of other public transport system, including bus and the overground. The good thing about the public transport system, especially with the tube and overground in London, is that they arrive on time and then they come very frequently, which allowed us to visit over 200 tube stations in 18 hours. Even though the fare for public transport might be a little bit more expensive comparing to other cities like Paris, it's usually about 2.6 or 7 pounds for one trip between Zone 1 to Zone 3. But if you are a student or if you are still a young working professional, you will be able to apply for railway card, which will give you some discount during off-peak time. If it's a shorter trip, like within 10 minutes or 20 minutes of walking distance, you can also opt in for buying your own bicycle. Or recently, there is more electric scooter and electric bike that you can use as well. Then the next thing, which composes the biggest chunk of your living cost in London, is rent. In the past 6 months, the rent has increased by 30% because we had a huge rush of people moving to the London after COVID, and this drove the price of rent to go up so much, so that nowadays it's really hard for people to view and get houses immediately. In this case, what I would recommend you to do is to really find a house and split with your friends. This way, not only you're splitting the rent with other people, you're also splitting the bills, including electricity, water, and gas. Especially gas is growing a lot this year because of the ongoing crisis in Europe. It also splits the responsibility of housework like cleaning and washing, because this way, especially if you're someone who is very busy with your schedule, then splitting the housework would really help you to save more time as well. So what I did previously is we rented a 3-bedroom house with my friends in Zone 2 of London, and it's not too close to the tube station. It's about a 7-minute walk from the tube station, because the closer the property is to the tube station, the more expensive the rent typically is. So what we did was we had this 3-bedroom house, and 2 of us lived in each bedroom, and another 2 people lived in the biggest bedroom. And what we did with the living room is we converted it into a bedroom as well. So in this case, we actually managed to have 5 people squeezed into a 3-bedroom flat. So this way we are able to push our rent down to £600 per month. So if you're someone who enjoys living with other people and you want to reduce your cost of rent, then this is a good option to go into. So then let's talk about dining. One thing I noticed while living in London versus living in Asia is that the labor cost in general is very expensive, which means that when you dine out or when you go out to eat in a restaurant, the food there is actually quite expensive. Much more expensive comparing to cooking at home. So the next tip I have for you is to try to cook at home as much as you can. And in the previous video, I talked about there are 3 tiers of supermarket that you can go into. You can always go into the budget version of the supermarket, and they usually have a pretty big variety of food supply that you can buy from. You can go once in a while And if you are trying to go out to eat in a nice restaurant, always make sure to check if they have any discount season or if they offer any coupon vouchers that you can always take advantage of. Now, I would like to recommend you a really good app that I recently discovered. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, because I genuinely enjoy using this app. It's called Too Good To Go. Essentially, this app gives you the option to buy food for 70% off 1 hour or half an hour before the restaurant closes. So you'll be able to get restaurant level really good food for a highly discounted price. And I have been using this app for the past 1 year, and I have saved lots of money by using the app. Then the next thing is to make sure you use discount code. Whether you are buying beauty products, cosmetic products, skincare products, or any kind of products that you can purchase on the website, there's always an option to find discount code. So what you should do here is to go onto Google, search for the brand name / discount code. Then what happens is you might be able to find some really good discount code like 10% or 20% with certain conditions, like if you refer a friend, etc. And these are pretty good discounts that you should definitely use if you are purchasing from a website. And here I want to also tell you guys there's a super cool plugin that I personally use, again not sponsored. It's called Honey. Honey is a plugin app that you can install on your website for free. So whenever you're making a purchase, you don't have to think about, right, I need to search for it every time, I need to go onto Google, and then it actually is a lot of hassle to do that. Once your Honey plugin is on your Google Chrome, then it will automatically detect if there's any discount code, and it will give you different options of discount code that you can choose from. And if you select one of them, it will automatically apply the discount to your purchase. So that is a really amazing plugin that you should definitely use, and it's for free. Then the next thing I want to tell you guys is always to take advantage of the free activities. One amazing thing about London is not only the diversity that it has, but also it's deeply rooted in its culture. There are lots of museums and galleries that you can always visit for free. And in London, there are lots of royal parks and gardens that you can go for a nice picnic with your friends and family for free as well. So there's always something that you can do on weekend that doesn't cost you any penny. And there's lots of activities you can join as well. For example, during summertime, there is Pride Parade. And during winter, there's also Winter Wonderland that you can visit. These are activities that you can always go and visit, and if you want to pay for certain activities or service, there's always an option. So if you want to stay tuned for all of these activities that are happening, then make sure you check out Time Out or Visit London, where these are the news outlets that you can get information on the free activities that are happening around you. In conclusion, working and living in London doesn't have to break the bank. By using the public transport, splitting rent with others, cooking at home, and finding discounts for every purchase, as well as taking advantage of the free activities, you can still enjoy your life in London. So that's all for today's video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for my channel, because I also share lots of tips in Korea and how you can land yourself a full-time job with visa sponsorship. See you in the next video.